How do you begin to take every sword that someone's put in your back and pull it out and put it into your heart and transmute it? Some people think that there's no darkness involved in that, and that's just foolish, unless you're already perfect and you have no feelings on the inside that could possibly you could ignore, and they would begin to stack up until you didn't know yourself. So on a spiritual journey, you have to take those swords out. And I'm not saying there's no darkness in this. And I'm not saying sometimes that sword doesn't get thrown at an enemy who comes and stands in front of you, because while you're busy pulling out the swords, you got to do something. And if someone attacks you, well, what are you going to do? Stand there with your sword? Yeah, maybe they'll fall on it. Metaphorically. But anyways, in the ethers, you protect yourself depending on how connected you are to that. So when situations and people are cruel and they force you to be alone, instead of seeing it as a stab in the back, and this is how I've healed myself before, but it takes a psychological lot out of you when people want nothing more for you but to scream while they're stamping on you. I can remember being that as an infant, a child. That is one of my oldest memories of my mom mocking me and saying what a worthless piece of rotten little kid I was at 18 months old. And so I pulled the baby out of a crib and stamped on it. Why? To say F you to them, because they were all talking about how wonderful that baby was. And all I saw was this rag doll of a thing when I was 18 months. You don't think like, you don't think like an adult then. And it was a doll to me. And I was mad at it. And I was mad at them for saying that I was less when I was so little. But you see, I wasn't stupid. I already knew that's how brilliant I was. And that's why I was hated my whole life. Because there was a plan to it, too. And how am I going to deal with it? I put myself into this contract. This is my soul. How am I going to make it serve me? So transmuting that through your heart isn't for the other. They're dead. Transmuting that is for you through your own heart. Let the dead bury their dead. You got you to take care of, so flip the story. I love doing that, by the way, with music. Now that I understand some of the horrible stuff that it's actually saying, I turn it around and I use it for the Dark Mama.